So
Right. We're here.
I just listened to we're here
with
Zachi.
Jackie.
MEMS.
MEMS.
XMEMs.
XMEMs. Thank you.
Yep.
And so I just heard them, and these are a new technology.
Yep.
And it's a. You have to explain.
Yeah, you gotta explain. It's like it makes like electrostats seem like old news.
Yeah, and these are fast.
These are very, very fast. Yes.
Yeah. And
I
so
haven't heard them yet.
the way it was, they explained to me was that you have the different like wafers. They're printed on wafers, and then you put them in. They're like almost instantly matched. Like you don't have to worry about matching them as much.
Right.
And then
Oh,
the
really?
drivers,
That's
like,
interesting.
it's easy to make, and there's not many moving parts, so they can actually pump them out and get them out easier. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm
What'd you
talking to
listen
Jay
to?
here.
What'd you listen to?
I listened to Goat by Polymorphia,
Okay.
Billie Eilish, Bad
nice.
Guy. I listened to Stone, Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay, cool.
And,
Nice mix.
Yeah, so there's a little kind of mix of everything.
No Josh Groban?
No Josh Groban.
Okay.
I messed
I
up.
don't know if you really know the full potential of those.
But, like, no joke, so I was listening for the male vocals with Stone Temple,
Cool.
Billie Eilish vocals, and then I was looking for the speed and the transients, that kind of stuff with the Goat. I don't know if you've heard Goat, Polymorphia.
No.
It's like super fast rock. Like,
Oh, cool,
it's
cool.
really fast.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
Nice.
And it was very impressive.
Thank you.
So yeah, I was not. I was expecting an ESTAT or like a dynamic driver kind of sound, and it was very immediate and full sounding. If that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I can't wait to hear him. I haven't heard him yet. I need to do it. My bad, Zachi's been.
That's okay. That's okay. And the model he was listening to. So this is actually the first. It's a prototype or pre-production of the first commercially soon to be available product by Singularity.
Okay.
And this one is going to be, so they actually use 2 of our drivers in each ear. Now, as I explained to Tyler before, those drivers are actually full range. So they go from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Now, those are the official numbers. They actually go down to 5 or 10 hertz and all the way up to like 50 or more kilohertz. But nobody measures those because those are not really in the audible range.
Right.
And the guys from Singularity actually use 2 drivers in each ear. There is no electronics. There is no crossover or anything. The only reason they use 2 is just to get more SPL. It's not really necessary, to be honest. I mean, you can get to like a little over 100 dB with those, and we'll get to like 120 dB in the next generation.
Yeah.
But
Just a little more headroom or what?
Exactly. They just wanted to have more
2
headroom.
drivers in each. Or sorry, 2 drivers in each earphone.
Right.
And they're both doing a full range.
Correct. And that's what I meant by there is completely no crossover, no nothing. Yes, both of them are driven in parallel.
Gotcha. And you said first commercial. Like, where have these been? Like, this technology been applied into like anything else?
No, I mean the technology, like Tyler said, it's a new technology. So
Okay.
this is going to be the first product, first commercially available product that uses our micro speakers or transducers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. You know how wafers are made, right? For like a silicone, like a wafer for like a computer chip, that kind of thing. Like, so you've seen them before.
I know, but why don't you let everyone else that does it know? Okay.
I should have grabbed it here as a prop.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at. I honestly don't know.
Okay, so it's like a it's like a circuit board, right? It has the metal on it, that kind of thing. And so you print out like literally thousands on a board that's like this big. And it's usually it's like they call them wafers because they come in like a.
Gotcha. So how they do like silicon chips.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, my bad.
And so you can cut into and you can create like.
And there's very little variance between each piece. Yeah, whereas like with dynamic drivers and things like that.
You have to match them. You have to.
Exactly. There's no matching. So somebody like our buddy Zach from ZMF, for example, who has a room that he literally measures and compares to find matched pairs.
Yeah.
Here you choose any 2 random ones. They're a matched pair.
Well, and exactly, and this allows you to obviously build these at more scale.
Right.
And
absolutely.
you know, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very impressive too. Like I'm actually, I'll do another one of these later down the road after you've heard them and whatnot. But like, I was impressed, man. And then the EQ, like they take the EQ very well as well. So the gentleman that was demoing them for me, he put a bass boost on it, and then kind of brought it back to neutral, and it was nice.
I don't know much about that. I know right now it's being put into IEMs. It's like the first 2 products that I know, right? Do we see this getting expanded into like obviously like full size headphones and speakers and other, and maybe even like I don't know, like PA systems. What's the limit on this technology?
So right now in occluded environment, in other words, when it's in your ears and it's sealed, then it's a perfect match because we can get in such an environment to somewhere between 100 and 120 dB, anywhere in that full range. Having said that, once you go into free air, so the range is, the drop is pretty fast.
Got you.
Having said that, the next generation that we'll have later this year or next year, those are targeting applications, just like you said. So we are targeting applications either as like a tweeters for speakers. It would probably be an array of several of those instead of just one. Probably headphones. We're working some prototypes of what we can do with headphones for that. I mean, for first generation, maybe just augment the dynamic driver, adding more highs maybe by adding a couple of those micro drivers that we have. Longer term plans, maybe in a year or two from now, we should be able to completely replace the dynamic driver in headphones.
Whoa.
Maybe not one. Maybe you'll need maybe 4 per side or whatever, just to have more.
SPL,
more SPL. But yes, we are definitely going to displace dynamic drivers not too far in the future.
So no more dynamic drivers. You guys heard it first. No more.
No. Okay. It's always going to be a preference thing.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously it's a new technology, so as we start to iterate on it, we'll start.
Right.
And what about amplification for it? Does it?
So that's a great question. So we do have slightly different requirements than traditional IEMs or headphones. The biggest one is that we need the bias voltage. The way our technology works is that when no voltage is applied, the flaps that move around and generate the sound are kind of sagging. So you need to apply some voltage, kind of constant voltage, to keep them kind of like straight at the neutral zero position, if you will. So you do need to apply voltage. So it's kind of like an ecosystem move, if you will. The good news is that we already have lined up a couple of mainstream manufacturers that are going to come up very shortly, and I mean very shortly, with products that would support our transducers out of the box.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah. It's very interesting too, like the way, like Zachi was explaining it to me, the way that flaps work. So that's what's making the moving of the air to give you the noise. But because of the way they are designed and that voltage swings, that it's so fast that there's no decay. It's just like instantaneous, and that's what I was picking up. Is like it's just it's instantaneous like notes. Like it's not, you don't get the decay. You don't get the it's almost like an E-stat, but like it's faster feeling and sounding, more full sounding too. Like the low end is actually really good.
So I mean, I've always been impressed with like E-stat technology. Mind you, I haven't heard like every E-stat out there. I have heard unique usernames set up with Woo, and it's amazing. Like I've heard some amazing E-stats. But one thing I always hear about, like with E-stats, is that kind of the vocals are very ethereal, and it's not always. And I always feel like sometimes like a slight trade-off with like timbre can be a little bit problematic, and like certain tones are just
and usually bass is considered
bass
light.
And it's like the bass is there, like you can hear the bass notes very clear, but there's like this, a lot of even high-end speakers, they might do like planars for the highs, and then they'll use dynamics for the lows. Like how is this technology kind of addressing that problem? Does it still have kind of problems?
So ask Tyler. I mean, he listened to it. I mean, what do you think about the bass?
The bass didn't feel as like, and granted, this is like a quick demo. But I was impressed. Like the low end was really nice. Like I felt like it had a nice presence, and then the way like it sealed, and like when it had, having him sealed makes a big difference. And it was just, I actually really like.
I gotta hear him. I'm excited. I mean, because we've had all these like the primary like these 3 technology for speakers for so long. I'm generally a dynamic driver person. It's a weird thing. I'm a dynamic driver person. But that's my preference, and I hear planars, and I love a lot of stuff that LCD does, and
but the main problem with dynamic drivers is if you look at music 10 years ago and now. So 10 years ago, or actually more than 10, maybe 30 years ago, when CDs came out, roughly 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when CDs came out, it was 44.1, 16K, and we've pretty much been in that range until maybe a decade ago, when us crazy audiophiles this demanded more and more resolution and more dynamic range. So what happens today is that you are having music that is crazily detailed, but the dynamic drivers cannot handle it. So it's like watching a 4K movie on a 1080p TV.
Yeah.
So the resolution is in the source, but your
but you're not.
Mechanism that presented to you cannot keep up with it.
Yeah.
What we think is that we are the 4K, if you will, or the Ultra HD of transducers.
I like it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What are you doing at XMEMs? What's your
I'm
role?
doing product marketing.
Cool. How big is the organization?
The company is right now it's somewhere between 50 and 100 people.
Oh wow. Okay, it's a big.
It's still a startup.
It's good size though.
Yeah.
Are you guys based here in the Bay or?
Yes, in Santa Clara.
All right.
Yeah.
South Bay.
South Bay.
Yeah. It's pretty dope, man. Like seriously, you have to hear them.
I'm excited.
Definitely a really cool technology coming out, and I was impressed.
Is it one of the first places y'all have demoed this set, or have you? Where else have you?
Well, it was also demoed in CanJam London last year,
Okay.
and CanJam SoCal last year.
Okay. Anywhere else?
Don't remember.
All right. Well, HiFi Con, one of the first places to hear it. If you didn't
This is the
make
first
it out,
place.
that's your
This
bad.
is the first place ever that we demonstrate the Singularity IEMs. So
Yeah.
those are new.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
new,
what I
those
had.
are
That's what I was
demonstrated.
thinking.
That's why I always try to tell people, don't get caught sleeping. You got to come to these events. You got to meet the people, have some
Yeah.
fun, hear the stuff.
Absolutely.
That's
You
key
know?
too, man. Like I was just talking to a bunch of people too. It's like, and even talking to Zachi here, like everything. You know this. Like you come to these events, and I barely listen to audio.
Right.
And I spend almost 95% of my time chatting.
You really, when you go to these events, you really got to budget your time.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
people. And I really still need to hear CT's amp.
I need to hear that.
I got to hear Juan's Airbus.
Huh?
Really, really great can. I got to hear some Rhythm Devil stuff. Need to hit your booth, and yeah, there's so much to do.
Still have a couple hours.
I think we got like one more hour left.
Yeah, I'll get it in there. I'll squeeze
Yeah.
it in there. So
It's crazy. Well, even that we were supposed to do a bunch of these interview things, and then we're trying to
Yeah.
find space and trying to find,
Yeah.
and then
Well, it's a perfect space here.
yeah. Right on.
All right, Zachi. Well, thanks so much, and then we'll have to
Great
have you
seeing
on
you guys.
again. Yeah, it's great seeing
Yeah.
you too, man. Zachi made an appearance in the live stream of CanJam SoCal.
Oh, that's right. That's right. When I did our jackass version of live stream. Yeah, I think that was when I first met you. I don't think that was the first time I met you.
Yeah, you had your,
It was, I think.
your
Yeah.
jersey on.
You were rocking at the Wells. Was it Wells Audio?
Yep.
Yeah. I got to hear the Caldera behind. Was it Milo? What they call it?
Milo. Oh, that's the
Both
weird-
Milo
yeah.
and the bigger one is the Head Trip.
Okay, I think I listened to the Milo. I don't remember.
I think it did.
Yeah, it was like a souped up one though.
Right. It's the one that is vertical.
Yup.
Yeah,
that's the Milo.
That was cool. Man, there was a lot of stuff to listen to. I listened to probably like 14% of the stuff I wanted. I did the math. It was exactly 14% of the stuff I wanted to hear. You know?
That's these shows, man. Because you end up talking, and next thing you know, it's like, oh wow, I only have an. And then it's like you have this mad rush to like get stuff done,
Right.
or
But you know what I did do? I talked to 100% of the people I wanted to talk to.
There you go.
Zachi, Command, and Mr. Legend. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for
seeing you guys.
chatting with us. Yeah, man. Excited to hear
beautiful.
your stuff.
I'll have to have you on again later when we have more time and
Absolutely.
try to get
Yeah.
some more knowledge on the XMEMs, especially when you get more stuff out and then get those new prototypes.
Yeah, jump on a
Absolutely.
stream.
Yeah, we'll have to
chop
do
it
that.
up. Chop it up. You know?
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. I think.